It's Starry for as long as the cell signal lasts and I can talk to you anyway. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a regular, welcome back. Um, I made it up to where the train is at, but apparently the situation has changed since I was up there last summer, and the farmer that's nearby now owns the property that the train is on, and he doesn't want anyone on it. So I suppose he was nice enough to come out and talk to me rather than pulling a shotgun and shooting. But we are currently driving from Superior, Iowa, which is a tiny little town about a half a mile from where the train remains are, and heading back to Estherville. We'll figure out something to do there. I don't know what exactly, but as you can see, it is not exactly warm out, and it is snowing. We're not expected to get much in the way of accumulation today, and come Wednesday, though, they're talking 20 inches of snow. So, by snow. I will read the chat as soon as I am not driving, as I don't think I could safely do it while driving. So, I hope you don't mind the slight delay. I can see Evil Arch Conservative and Lock Pickings Gal. Cat eyes in a house. But I haven't been able to read what you're saying, so. The signal go out for a second there. The signal near the train is completely unusable. There is remains of the train, deserted for nearly 30 years. It's part of the reason the farmer is so protective now that he owns it is the fact that it was heavily vandalized when it was first deserted there. From Iowa Northwest dinner train. But as you can guess from those dates, it only ran for 2 years before the company went bankrupt, and their last act was to park the cars, take the engine elsewhere, and then rip up the tracks to either side, for which they got into, we'll say, some legal problems with the U.S. federal government. Because that's sort of illegal, apparently, if you don't get prior permission to rip up railroad tracks. The line ran from Estherville to the Iowa Great Lakes, the Okoboji Spirit Lake area, and gave you a dinner for your trip, sort of a scenic little train trip. So we do still have a scenic dinner train that runs down near Boone, Iowa. which is called the Boone and Scenic Valley Dinner Train, which is owned and run by a completely different company. As you can see, we've made it into Esterville. I'll find some place to park. I know where the Riverside Park is. Maybe we'll walk on over to the swinging bridge that I visited during the last failed attempt to visit these train cars and see who's in the chat. We have a nice little tot lot here, maybe for future visitations. I think that was my driveway I wanted to go in. We'll turn around to get the truck that's on my tail off of my tail. Or maybe we'll park here and see who is in the chat. At the beginning of the recreational trail. Okay. I gave you a little bit of background on the train. I am sorry I wasn't able to give you the train, but despite being told that there was a new cell tower in that area, my old iPhone 8 isn't able to take advantage of it apparently, and cell connection just is dead there. So let's move to the beginning, which is fairly lengthy. If you were here before this, I am sorry. This is as far back as StreamYard will let me. James Randolph said hello to everyone. Shift Kicker is in the house. Unfortunately, it's maybe not as, awesome as you were hoping, as I don't have a train for you. Rune International, who's heading to bed early and watching this on TV and unable to write. And Shift Kicker has received the sticker pack. Yay! Chris Capoon is in the house. G Keyman 565. Let's head out and see what we can find. I know, not as adventuresome as a deserted train, but we'll see what we can find. If we were kayaking or canoeing on the Des Moines River, we'd have a sign here that says dam, danger. Because there is the remains of a dam up here, because there was once a mill along the river. But the mill is long since gone. Let's head down there. I may not be able to show you train cars from an old deserted dinner train. Disappointing as that probably is, I'll at least slip and slide my way over here and look at the remains of the dam. Dam, recycling currents below dam trap and drown victims. G Keyman 565, Lisa Anderson, B&G Gardening Experiments, Homestead and Baking. Winner of one of my giveaways. Most hated grower. Cat Eye saying hello. Evil Large Conservative, Dirty Mac. Yacker. I do not know up here what would be a good place to go magnet fishing. The river is wide and deep. Mona. Kenny's Collectibles and Gaming. Starika, who has many fine videos. My favorite series of Starikas is $2 Tuesday. I am in Iowa, northern Iowa to be precise. Down in southern Iowa, things are mostly melted, but it all depends on where this new weather front goes as to how well it stays that way. Yeah, the snow we are getting, if the forecast holds true, is supposed to start on Wednesday and run through Saturday with about 5 inches of snow each day. So it will be slowly gathering. There is the older tot lot in this park. And then there's a newer one up here. Not sure why they have two tot lots within a block of each other. Professional paranormal research is in the house. I'm probably a long ways from where the chat began, but I'm catching up. Buddy Big's Adventures in Treasure Hunting. The thing you have to understand about the rail system in this area is that there is a fairly extensive amount of rail that was owned by a dozen or so companies until they started consolidating. Union Pacific pretty much runs all the rail and has deserted a lot of the routes, some of which ended up like that dinner train, and others of which have turned into hiking trails. I better keep moving down though here. Amanda's Adventures. Welcome. 25 people, that's pretty good. Alice Wonderland. Photos Against Anxiety. 907 Outdoor Adventures. Nate Godden. Emily Blessings. And the wind is making it difficult for me to scroll the screen because It's kind of nippy out here. I am so sorry about not being able to show you the train cars. I'm going to have to figure out some way of doing that. I have a certain obsession with getting it done, but it just has not worked out. Mona is in the house. The Bud Files. Deej has made it. Digging with Deej has a live on Tuesday, and has a premiere on Fridays. Generally, once a month she has her metal detecting club she goes to. AAP. Well, it's not deserted train cars, but it is a nice little riverside park. You can see the river right over here. Earlier we had the falls. I think there's another falls up ahead. And I'm not sure how long ago you said that, because I still haven't gotten to the bottom. We'll get onto the highway here and we'll have a small respite from the wind, and I can catch up on chat. And then put my glove on my hand. Okay. Yasmin Hiking Mission is here, who has hopefully gotten her package. Dan's Smoking Treasures. Oh. I am sorry I'm quiet here. I'm trying to get my glove on, and then it informs me that it's not advancing on comments. Looter 8 is in the house. I've seen Looter 8's channel stickers. I sort of like them. I don't have any. Maybe someday I can set up a sticker exchange. Gonna be careful here. We have ice. That would make a very tragic end to our expedition along the river. You can see all the industrial stuff. Building across the river is the old light power plant. I'm not sure what they use for it. What it's used for now. It's Annette Essman is here, and gallivanting Galante. I don't get up to Estherville very often. It's about a half hour north of where I live. And there's not really much of a reason to come up here, but for me, I mean, I'm sure there's. When I last failed this expedition, I made it to this is a cable swinging bridge built in the 1930s. And I have to get to the far side of that puddle. As there was also ice mixed in there. It just didn't seem very safe to be walking. I am trying not to slip. That is my goal, as well as showing you some of the town. There's a plaque on the opposite side of this bridge. And there is a rail bridge just north of here. That would be a really cool place to catch a train crossing that bridge. Oh, there's a plaque on this side as well. I don't know how safe this is going to be. Estherville Swinging Bridge. Suspension cable swinging bridge was built on the site of the old mill dam in 1937. Labor for construction was furnished by the Works Progress Administration, or WPA, part of the Franklin Delano Roosevelt New Deal program. The bridge was updated in 2011 by the city and Excel Estherville using local option sales tax. Oh. They have these space traction bars on here, but many of them are broken. So we are taking it slow rather than face planting. Paradox fossils. You can see the river is currently thawed in this area. I do not know where the mill or its dam once stood. I'm guessing possibly where you have that ramp with the large stones in it. Have the railroad bridge further north, as I had said, and you can hear a woodpecker at work. "65 degrees sounds awful pleasant. 35 degrees on the other hand, with a fair amount of ice and snow that we still have in northern Iowa, is a bit different. I'm not sure if you are seeing the sensation. The name of the swinging bridge is well placed, as it bounces around a bit. For you lock sport enthusiasts, you will notice that any chain link surface has become open grounds for hosting of padlocks. Canadian geese have migrated north and back in the area. This bridge is a little riskier. Before they renovated it, when they renovated it is when they added this chain link fence. And you had the guide cable and your footing, and that's all you had not to slip off. Which I'm guessing the city was more than anxious to spend money to make certain they didn't have someone falling. Just Greg is in the house. As I said, the last time the train car failed, I came here. I hope you're enjoying it. The last time I was here, it was pouring rain. So, hey, snow is a little bit of a weather variant. Grandma Kelly's clean life and clean living. And it happens to be her sweatshirt that I'm keeping warm with. So, yeah, it is a cool bridge. I'm amazed that it's still here from 1937. So, let's see if we can descend without losing you and my ending on my ass if I'm lucky. Don't worry, I'm taking it nice and slow here. Over Miami is in the house. I am doing my best, Mona. I don't want you to fall, and I don't want me to fall. We're halfway down the descent. Now we are crossing the snow, and we're on sidewalk. Oh, I really want to thank all of you for showing up. The train cars were not meant as bait and switch. I was there, had no signal, and a farmer who really didn't want me to go out there. Those train cars, when they deserted them and ripped up the tracks, they left behind dishes, and cooking utensils, and back in the mid-2000s, around 2005-06, shortly after it was abandoned, they were heavily vandalized. And graffitied. The only thing that was left behind was stolen, and the seats were ripped apart. So I'm not sure how it is doing now 30 years later. Obviously I have to renegotiate, as now the farmer owns the property instead of the person who deserted the tract. I am very tired of winter. I will be very happy when things start warming up. When Iowa is like Missouri is now with highs in the 60s, that will be Lucky Katie and KR Experiences is here from Portugal. They do a wide range of videos exploring deserted properties, going to air shows, good stuff. Well worth your time to check out. Now I'm going to be quiet while I'm busy trying not to slip on ice. Take a break from the wind and the snow. Thank you, Luke or Becca. Not sure who's behind the APP banner at the moment. Thank you, Kenny. Turbo Toys is in the house. You're both watching. So Luke and Becca would be inappropriate. Well, thank you for taking the time to do so, and thank you everyone else who's taking the time. If I was more of a winter person, this would probably be fun and games, but it had been getting into the 40s, which is why we have some of this open ground and mud. And now it's decided, hey, it's March, it's time to return to winter. MG Tow Forever is here. Oh, 34 minutes and 38 people. I cannot see the likes in StreamYard, so because the water opened back up, the geese have started moving north. And there will be several thousand geese coming through the area. Most of them will continue their journey into Canada. Some of them will stay behind. When spring comes, I'll likely see under a weeping willow. I like those trees. I'll get some footage of some goslings like I did last spring. And my housemate chose not to come on this journey like he did with me 2 weeks ago because he said, it's going to snow. I'm not going out there. Greg Menley has joined us and saying, oops, oops, oops. You're getting near the dam again. And the warning sign warning you about undertow dragging you under isn't the only thing this time of year you have to worry about, because hypothermia will do you in awful fast if you don't get drowned. You can hear the falls again. I'm not sure if that is park on the other side of the river. Given the fallen trees and so forth, I'm guessing that's probably the case. Well, we've made it back to the car. Shift kicker is leaving. If I haven't missed you already, I'll say goodbye. Yes, get that car heater on. Oh, my clothes are likely to get wet as I am covered head to knees in snow. It's running. It'll be a little bit before the car warms up. Luckily, the weather is not so bad that it's going to be too bad of a drive back home. Well, I really want to thank all of you for taking your time to watch me walk through the parks of Estraville and across the swinging bridge from 1937. Hopefully I can figure out a way to get to those deserted cars where I don't have an angry landowner, or the cars are sitting right on his property, so his dogs perk up as soon as you get anywhere near the fence. So we'll talk to him next time before we try, and then we will film rather than trying to go live. I hope you all have a wonderful day, As you can see, the windows are starting to fog up from the heater going on, so won't be able to see much. Take care, everyone, and we'll hope to see you soon. Oh, Deech says I'm not leaving yet. Oh, okay. Oh. Thank you, Deej. Take care, and we will see all of you soon.